Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve. And as you know, we're perpetual optimists on this channel, but let's be honest. Have you ever felt like the American dream was dead? I mean, do you find yourself struggling in the midst of this rapidly stagnating Biden economy? Does the fact that our leaders spend more time focusing on borders 10,000 miles away rather than our own lead you to feel completely disregarded? Well, today I'm joined by someone who's made it his personal mission to keep the American dream alive. Paul Fink. Paul is more popularly known as the Maverick Millionaire and is one of the foremost authorities in business and personal development. He's dedicated his life to keeping the American dream of financial independence alive for his family, his friends, community, and now numerous very, very successful clients. So, Paul, it is great to have you back. It's been too long.
Absolute pleasure to be here. And yes, it's the purpose of our journey here and what I do every single day is to make sure that the entrepreneurial spirit, which is what this country was founded on, is the understanding that we don't want intervention, we don't want people involved in our life. Let us live our own powerful self and watch what happens. Watch the world we can create.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's all. I remember Scott Adams, formerly the Dilbert creator. He had such an interesting tweet. It was a couple of weeks back, and it was just in the midst of all these things falling apart. And he said, we need to renew everything in our nation. And we're in the sort of the destruction stage, but now we're going to enter into the rebuilding stage. And that's when the ingenuity of the American people take over. I am not worried. And
Yes.
I thought that was so brilliant. And Paul, whenever I'm around you, that's how I feel. I feel like, okay, we're in the second stage now. It's time to build. And man, when you tap into the ingenuity that's in our blood, I mean, I am not worried.
Yeah, it's so fascinating when you look back over the history of America, all the greatest innovations happened in adversity.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so whenever you're faced with adversity, have hope,
Yeah.
have faith in the future because you're right on the cusp of greatness.
Beautifully. So what I like to tell people, it's actually worse than you think, but it's more hopeful than you can imagine. That's where we are right now. You're doing what's coming up, an awesome free training that people can register for just by clicking on the link below. It's on how to defeat the enemy of the American dream. Can you tell us what if for you what precisely is the real enemy in the battle for the American dream?
Yeah, the enemy, and there's actually two answers to that. And the one is what we know, the weaponization of our government and our political officials, the big tech, big pharma, the people that are getting into our life and our business and looking to take control of it.
Yeah.
And that is something that we must fight the good fight, battle against to stay control. I've been fortunate that I've been an entrepreneur now, so I've been in this battle for a while. 36 years I've been running my own game,
Impressive.
and no, um, really became self-evident what freedom really looked like when COVID hit
Yeah.
and all those restrictions on a countrywide basis happened, and people telling you exactly what to do
Yeah.
every step of the way. And I, I didn't have to pay attention to any of it.
That's right.
I was my own boss.
That's right.
And so I could go where I wanted to go, and at least for my own body and my own workspace and my own life, I had full control. And that's the enemy is the people that are looking to control
Yeah.
what you should be controlling in your life.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh gosh. I mean, you're just bringing back memories because that was the tail end of my academic career. So I still remember being forced to wear my mask while my glasses were fogging up, trying to lecture to students with this stupid mask on. It was, oh gosh. And now we,
I
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you, that was when I got really clear and it drove home the fact of why I do what I do. I've been a antagonist, if you will, of the corporate world for decades now, and that really
yeah,
drove it home
yeah,
when I
yeah,
did never had to.
yeah,
And there was rare cases where I ever went more than an hour having to wear a mask, let alone 8 hours at a time during that whole time because I was running my own game.
right,
I had nobody telling me. I
right,
didn't have to run for any shots or anything that was
right,
going on.
right,
It wasn't part of my world.
right.
And so I was in full control and I was able to call my shots and I didn't have these people telling me. And so I never in those 3 years during this process and in that first year, never had to comply, if
Right.
you will.
Right. Yeah, that's the
And that
beauty.
was the real key.
Yeah, it's the beauty of being your own boss, and that's when I definitely said, "All right, that's it. I need a career change. I need."
Real freedom. Real
Exactly.
freedom.
I need a career change. So got into media, and here we are. What am I? 3 years running. Full. This is my third year full time, and I love it. I couldn't even imagine going back. Which leads me to my next question for you. So, what are some of the practical steps that Patriots can take right now to defeat this enemy?
The other enemy, and so one is the way to defeat anyone that's looking to have control over you is just stop letting them have control. Because the the enemy and not the enemy necessarily, but it could be yourself, fighting yourself and recognizing that you have the power within you that some people have never used.
Mhm.
Some people have never strengthened their own muscle,
Right.
whether it's mental or physical, to hold the stance to say no. I'm not going to comply.
Right.
I can create my own. I do not need your assistance. I do not need your help when you're talking about the people that are looking to take control in places that you don't want.
Right.
And so what can people really do is one, decide that you're going to stand up and be your own boss. And so that can mean even when you're working for somebody else, but just don't play in their game.
Mhm.
But in addition, it's how do you be an entrepreneur, run your own businesses, create the American dream that we all built on. We left the corrupt government and came to this land to build,
Right.
and we built from scratch. You can do the same. And fortunately, there's a ton of us around here to help you and to engage with you to help build up. So it doesn't have to be from scratch,
And
but you
is
can definitely create that independence.
and is this what you're gonna be going over in the free, training?
Oh, absolutely. There are key components. There are several different industries I usually direct people to that are really key that you can build almost from scratch and get into some of the richest industries in the world. There's also key components on what you do internally and understanding your own skill sets, your own ability to communicate, to engage. What skills do you need to sharpen? What skills do you already have that we can maximize the use of? And understanding that component when you get into the game, just when you're in preseason, the coach is just analyzing who's the best, who's going to be at what place, what skills do you need to sharpen up. Once you know that, and then you get in the game with the effective playbook, you win.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you're a success coach in effect. That's what I love about it. Again, Paul's the real deal. You want to click on that link below. You do not want to miss it. It's Thursday, October 26th at 3 p.m. Make sure to just click on the link below, register for the free training. You're going to love it. We've done stuff with Paul before, and the feedback we've gotten has always been Absolutely magnificent. If you don't mind, can I just pivot over to real estate for a minute? Because I'm hearing a lot about real estate being due for a major correction. We've got a lot of people on this channel, for example, who want to who want to escape blue states and move down to red states, the great left UG migration, as we call it here affectionately. But they're concerned maybe this is not the right time to buy because we may be seeing a correction. What do you think? Are we in for a nationwide real estate correction? Or what do you see there?
Well, I'll give you a background. I've been in real estate now for a little over 20 years.
Right.
And I got into real estate. We talk about faith and freedom and family. And well, I'm a family guy. I've got 6 children, 3 sets of twins, and that's kind of where I started because now they're 22 years old. So you get the time frame. I had my last set of twins and went, oh crap, got to get in the game and understand how to build real wealth, understand how to build real abundance. Because of a large family, and it got me focused, and I got into real estate. And real estate is one of the top ways to build wealth in this country. There's no question. And whether you want to do it part-time, whether you want to do it full-time, whether you want to dabble in it, whatever it takes, step into the game. Now, and it's just like stock market, and people are more comfortable with talking about stocks. Oh man, I want to buy this stock or that stock. And then they tell, oh, well, the stock market's going to crash or this is going to happen or that's going to happen. Same talk, right? Have you ever had someone say, oh, no, I know when to step in. I know how to read the stock market. Really, they're full of crap, right? It's not real because no one's been able to read it effectively.
Right.
Same thing in real estate. We've been predicting the burst of this bubble for the last several years.
Yeah.
The same thing happened in 2008. From about 2005, they started predicting it. And then it finally, something happened in 2008. Only now we're in an entirely different market.
Right.
Like all the economic forces are entirely different. And they're so different that no one actually knows.
Right.
People have predicted it for the last several years, and they've all been wrong. And so whenever people say, and I was in real estate heavy in 2008, and I was hanging out, I'm a speaker and trainer for the last 16 years, and I did a ton of work and was working closely with all the top gurus in the country at the time. Every one of them got caught with their pants down. They didn't know what was going on any more than anybody else.
Right.
So as soon as someone starts predicting the future, they're mistaken. Now, do I think that there may be, if I ask me personally, probably an adjustment? Here's the crux of it, though. Does it really matter? Because the real question is, should I get into real estate? Yes, it does not matter when. There's always plays. There's always ways to make money in real estate. And in addition to that, even when there was national like shifts and economic downturns, there was also pockets that were robust and doing really well.
Right.
And so to start talking about national averages as if it has any effect on your individual investment is a fool's game.
Wow.
So you can get in, and I highly encourage everybody, get in the game. I help investors all around the country, get in the game so that they can get started. I'm helping my son with a deal right now. Matter of fact, right off we get off of this call, I'll be talking to him. He's got a multifamily up in upstate New York and working out the deal right now. And he's 22.
Wow.
That's for some of us that started a little later in life.
Yeah.
That's hard. But yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's a 6 family. It's so amazing. Those are the things that all of you can do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where it is. It's upstate New York. It's not the hottest market in the place. Matter of fact, it's the town that I would say never go to.
It's pretty sleepy.
Right. The opportunity is right. And
Yeah.
that's what I want you to get. Like if you threw a dart in any city, there is absolutely a deal to be had in that city. The rest of it is just a gravy or a piece that makes it a little bit easier. But there's always a deal, and you create deals.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily find them.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a nice distinction. I like that. I mean, it's such a huge country. That's the thing. I mean, it's just like I was actually just talking to George Gilder. I don't know if you've ever read any George Gilder's stuff. He was a speechwriter for Richard Nixon. He was an advisor to Ronald Reagan. He's an amazing, amazing guy, incredible economist. And we're talking about how a lot of things are falling apart. And then he just he's very optimistic, and he just smiled and said, "But it's a big country, and there's so many people doing so many amazing things right now," that he was just so optimistic over the next decade of what we can break through and all of this craziness and this insanity. And again, that's why I love you, Paul. I mean, are you sensing, especially in your circle, Americans as a whole just rediscovering and achieving the American dream in the next decade?
It was absolutely the simple answer is yes, yes, and yes. I do believe that there was a reshuffling of the deck during COVID, and with everything on the political stance that has gone haywire, and everything in a lot of people's personal lives also got shuffled up. Whenever there's a reorganization or shuffling in that way, a major impact, there's huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's network isn't the same as it was 3 years ago.
Right.
Which means all the people that you want to network with that may have shunned you or not paid attention to you 3 years ago are now hungry for new contacts, new creation, new ideas.
Yeah.
And in that space, we have huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I'm encouraging all of my clientele, reach out to people that you thought were unreachable. Reach out to the people that really weren't within your circles, or you had a network before. Reach out, because they're looking for the new.
Right. Because
there was such a reshuffling, and that's huge opportunity. In addition to that, we're in that stage, and everyone's predicting certain things are going to happen, but man, there's so much uncertainty that with our passion and our drive, we can move the needle in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's real important, is that for all of us, we want the American dream to be alive. We want the understanding of our freedoms and our family, and understanding of our focus of creating financial abundance. We'll understand the more that you play in that arena, the more that you take action, the more the whole country will shift.
Right. Right.
And that's where leadership gets born.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Be the indicator. Right. Be the indicator. You're the center. You're the heart. You're the one who decides what predictions come true and what don't. Tell us more about your upcoming training on this, because this is going to be awesome. Again, gang, just click on the link below. October 26th, 3 p.m. Paul's doing a free training to begin your entrepreneurial life. Tell us a little bit of what you'll be covering.
Over the last 20 years, especially, which has really been the heart of my journey. I've been an entrepreneur for 36 years. My first 15 or so was to learn what I shouldn't learn, right? Learn from all my mistakes, and then piece it all together and actually got clear. And over the last 20 years, built multiple different multi-million-dollar companies, built them up in multiple different industries, and built an abundance for my wife, my kids, and more importantly, the thousands of people and tens of thousands of people that I've trained around the country. And the impact that we can make when we do that is profound. And the millions and tens of millions now of people that I've been able to touch because of it. What I'm going to teach you during that time that we have together is some of the strategies and systems, the methodologies that I used, the industries that I tapped into to create. And so often we're like, well, what do I do? And for all of you that want to figure out how to create a new stream of income, want to figure out how to to build an extra part-time business, if you will. For those of you that have no idea that you want to figure out a part-time business, just know you want something different. We're going to be talking about some of the steps on how to make that happen. Then the rest of the story is for all of you that already have a business, already are in the game. How do you maximize that? How do you 10x whatever you're doing? As you can imagine, with running multiple businesses and 6 children and a passionate relationship with my wife, we started dating 36 years ago. Can't even believe it. It took a lot of energy, passion, understanding of focus and direction, and time management. And we're going to be sharing some of the key components on how to create more in your day. Realize we're all given the same amount of time. Every day we get the same.
Right.
How come some people are able to create billions,
Right.
while others struggle to create 5-figure?
Right.
And how do you have that abundant life?
Right.
And without focusing on just money, is about how to create that lifestyle,
Right.
so that you can have the real freedom in your life to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and really enjoy. Now my wife and I travel all around the country. We built this business together, and so I'm blessed because she travels with me, and I'm able to share this experience with her. We're going to where are we going? I'm going to Denver in a couple of days. Going to be in Chicago.
Nice.
Then we're going to be down in Texas, all over the country, and then Orlando. I think all in the next 6 weeks. But we're doing it as a couple where we get to hang out in the best places around the world.
Yeah.
And really engage in true happiness and true life.
Yeah. And create.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And, for all of you that lean into your 401k and lean into what that's about, teach you some of the methodology on how to even maximize your 401k, your pension fund, your savings, and how to make sure that is really doing the job that you're expecting it to do, that maybe or maybe not it is at this point, and help you analyze that some as well, so that we can really engage at a high level. The bottom line is, what is it that you want? And you want true freedom, you want true abundance in your world. That's what we're going to be talking about. And what are the technology, the methodology, the step-by-step process that you can actually do to make that part of your world. That's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, last 16 in teaching all around the country, and been so much fun.
And very holistic. That's what I love about your approach. Gang, click on that link below in the description and secure a spot in Paul's in-depth, censorship-free talk on understanding the enemy of the American dream and how you can tap into that dream and make it realize it in your life. October 26th, 3 p.m. Eastern time. You do not want to miss this. Trust me. Paul, I look forward to seeing you on the 26th. And again, it's great seeing you back. And we'll have to have you back real soon.
It'll be great. Looking forward to it. Everybody, I look forward to seeing you there. And Dr. Steve, pleasure as always.
Yeah, it's an honor, man. Thank you.